Hey guys, welcome back to the home and homestead. Today we'll do a little update video and we'll be adding some rabbit guard panels to our raised garden beds we have planted here. You can see a video on how to build these raised garden beds as well as what we planted in here for companion planting. They'll be in companion planting part 1 of that series. Now a couple nights ago we noticed that a rabbit came and they dug up a little bit through here and they made a little bed for them to sleep that night. So we filled that back in and we decided to add a little preventative fencing around here. And what we ended up going with were some pre-made 3 feet by 3 feet panels, and they can be secured together and into the ground, and then we can lift up a panel to gain access to the beds for weeding or harvesting and things like that. So let me show you the panels that we picked out and follow along and we'll get them installed. So here's the panel that we went with, and it's metal, and the distance between the little squares is small enough that a rabbit could not get into there, and we purchased 6 of them. So let's get these installed around the perimeter to prevent the rabbits from getting into these raised beds. So how these are installed is they come with these stakes and they go into the ground, and then there's a little tube at the bottom of the legs and that'll slide over this. And then on each of the panels, on one side there's a little hook that comes down, and then the next one there's a hollow tube, and they fit into one another and they lock together. Then you can lift them up, remove them to gain access to the raised beds as needed for harvesting and pulling weeds and whatnot. So let's get these stakes and panels into the ground and these panels installed. All right, so we have the rabbit guard panels installed. And of course, when we had to put a stake down here, we encountered a really large rock. So we had to dig down and remove the rock so that the stake could be put in the ground. And that's the little lawn patch that we put there. So what we did was we put stakes in that corner, this corner, this corner, and this corner, and then the front 4 ones are just connected to one another so that we can lift out a panel and access the raised beds. We also installed a little piece of wire mesh here, and we stapled it to the post of our vegetable garden and then zip tied it to the panel here because there was a little gap between the board and the fencing. Hopefully this will help to keep rabbits out of these raised garden beds. And they're looking pretty good. It's been about a month since I planted. All of the rhubarb plants look nice and healthy, and they've been shooting out more sprouts. And then you can see all the garlic growing on the corners, some leeks, and then there's some little green onions kind of starting all throughout there in all 3 of the boxes. So all in all, this was a fairly easy project to complete to help keep rabbits out of our raised garden beds. I'll provide some links in the description box below for some options that you may be able to use if you would like to prevent critters from getting into your raised beds as well. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. See you next time. Take care.